computer. All right, very good. Hello, Mark. Hello, I assume
John Green, not
John
Deborah
Green.
I assume.
John Green.
Shalom Aleichem. Rebbe, put the camera a little lower. All we could see is your forehead and your eyes. There we go. Thank you.
Put it back a little bit. There we go.
Now you're
I
mostly.
like to see your picture. I don't even see you. All right.
Now you're mostly beard.
No, I see John Green. Whatever I see.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah,
The Cohen Gadol in the background. I see.
I don't know. Whatever I was teaching. Whatever.
we don't,
Lawrence Harwood's. Huh? I don't call him Lawrence. Okay.
you can't. I don't know if he can hear you yet.
Oh, where's my?
We have one candidate. We have one other candidate. One other Torontonian for you. He's a Torontonian.
Who is?
Ari Horowitz.
I'll change my name here.
You're on. Well, it says Lawrence, but okay.
I know that's.
Let's do it in Toronto. Everybody's getting back to normal at least. I want to know when I'm going to go to Toronto.
I don't know. Toronto. We're still in what's called the lockdown and stay home order.
Here, just like here.
Well, because Trudeau is dealing terribly with the situation.
And also Doug Ford too, our premier. This is Doug Ford's policy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's I mean the rates are going down. At least schools are open.
You going to work?
Really?
I work from home. I've been working from home since the beginning, since March.
Oh.
That's crazy. I can't believe it's been almost a year.
Never have to go to court. Never do anything like serious like that.
I'm sorry?
Never have to go to court or something serious.
Court now has moved into the 21st century. We're attending by Zoom, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Baruch Hashem.
Interesting. So you have like a panel of like 12 Zoom panels for like the jury?
Well, no, I haven't done a jury trial, but I only attended one hearing so far on Zoom, and it was basically all the parties and the judge on Zoom. So that's the way. Filings now, they started doing some filings by email or online filing.
Yeah, it's. I think governments in general tend to be very 50 years ago in terms of processing of things. It's been a really difficult move over to the technological age.
Very nice.
Reb Justin.
Justin Meyer was saying some of the boom.
Hi.
How you doing?
In Baltimore.
Baruch Hashem. Doing all right, Rebbe. How about yourself?
Simple Mumesh, you dress like Superman. What are you, Superman?
That's right.
Yeah, put a mask. I have a mask. I could put a mask on.
I'm not good. You got me.
Put it on.
There we go. Yes.
Okay.
Superman doesn't wear a mask.
That's right. Otherwise, they might figure it out. It's Clark Kent, right?
Well,
We're ready to start. We'll wait a few minutes. What do you say?
Whatever. Yeah, we can start. We can get started in another minute if you like. We got a starting crowd. I mean,
that's like in.
Why do you look so strange?
That's like the scene in.
What's that?
I came on the meeting on my laptop and it required a password, but last year the Rebbe gave, there was no password. Is it? Why is it requiring a password?
Did you guys? It has something to do with the settings. It either requires to manually admit everyone, or via password. Some kind of like back-end security thing, which I haven't really worked out all the kinks yet. But I mean, it's all pasted there. It's not like it's hidden information. So I hope it won't be an issue. I mean, you guys got in. Did everybody?
I did, but I'm on my phone. I'd rather be on my laptop. That's when my laptop. I have the password saved on my phone, but not the laptop for some reason.
Avanti. Anyone else have a problem getting in, or was?
Oh, I mean,
No.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I'm on my laptop.
I don't know. All right. No. You want to get started?
What's the topic? This show is a what's the word?
I don't know.
Is it the Samakash?
Let's say Yisro something.
What is the? You had the Molek and you have Matan Torah coming up. Why is this show stooped in over here in the middle? And it happens to be the Machlokas in the Gemara, where the Yisro really came before Matan Torah, he came after Matan Torah. So if he came after Matan Torah, so you have another Kash why stooped him over here. But even if he came after Matan Torah, why you want to interrupt the story? Let's go to Har Sinai. Now I'm Israel later. So there must be something more to Israel than this. So, and I want to realize there was another idea over here. First, Rashi says, "Vayishma Yisrael." What did Yisrael hear? He hears Kriyas Yamsuf B'Chamas Amalek. So yeah, the truth is, Amalek heard the Kriyas Yamsuf also, and they didn't do. They did something not like Yisrael did. What did Amalek do? Amalek attacked us. In Yisrael, Yisrael, he comes and says, "This something's going on here. I better find out what it is. It's probably meaningful for me." And Amalek is the opposite. And I think that's what the Torah is telling us. There's a prerequisite for Kabbalah Torah here. Is you're gonna hear all these things, these nisim of Mitzrayim and these nisim of Kriyas Yamsuf, and what is your response going to be? So Yisrael's response is, I better find out what it's all about. Amalek's response is, attack us. And really, that message of Amalek is everything's mikra. Mikra. Okay, it worked out good for the Jews, worked out very nice, but it's all mikra. It's just, and that's what it says in Parshas Kiseitze that we're going to read on Shabbos Zohar. It's going to say, right? It's like Hikra V'hem B'derech. It was mikra. They say the mikra. They said there was there's no nisim. It just happened. And our message is exactly the opposite. Is the nisim are to show us that everything's an es. Remember the Ramban at the end of the Parshas Bo says that the reason for the Yitzhak Yisrael in that way was to teach us that there's nisim gluyim and there's nisim storm. So I'm going to tell you we're learning now the Chovos Levavos and the Yor David Alumni Shiur every night. And the Chovos Levavos, Victor Miller's the Pirush. Just the nisim that go on in the world, that how the sun is in the right distance, exactly the right amount of heat and not heat, and the human body, the digestive system, that's all nisim. And Yisro is telling us, Vayishma, when you hear these things, you have to respond like Yisro, and not to say it's mikra. Not to say the response. Most was mikra, and Yisro's response was, I better find out. And that's what it was all about. The reason that Yisro is written over here is to teach us that we have to hear what's going on and make a commitment because of that. That's very important. That's really part of our Yiddishkeit is to realize that there's no such thing. Ban says over there. There is no such thing as mikra. It's all planned. Everything is planned. And it was it's interesting. Two interesting things. Remember once Dr. Jared Schroeder, when he spoke to our David, said that his friends, the meteorologists in Hebrew U, are not religious. They showed him on the computer that you can program the winds to be a certain way, and they can split the sea over there where they were there. So Dr. Schroeder said the Torah says it was wind. He says the hashkacha is that it was the wind exactly at the right time to cross. In other words, want to say it's mikra. It might be mikra, but it has to be at the same time. And then when I was talking about the human body, I remember years ago, the old Boston Rebbe Zatzal told us that he has his project in Boston, which helped my father-in-law and my wife and my son were there. And the Boston Rebbe had this urologist, a Goyish urologist, who helped him tremendously. And he made for the Goyish urologist a silver-plated translation of Asher Yotzar. And the urologist said, this is an unbelievable thing that the Jews have this prayer. Because he says, if anyone how the digestive system works, it would be Moli Nisim. Moli Nisim. So the prerequisite of Kabbalah Torah is to see these things. And we're talking about prerequisite of Kabbalah Torah is one other thing I want to share with you. And I do it all the time. It's a gewaldige thing. It's an Orach Chaim. And it says an interesting thing. It says, B'chodesh HaShlishi, let's say Bnei Yisrael Miyat Yisrael, B'yom Hazeh, Bo B'nei Sinai, they used to be Refidim. They went from Refidim, B'yavol Midbar Sinai, B'chod B'midbar, and they encamped in the desert, Yichon Shom, Yisrael Neged Ahar. And Yisrael encamped Neged Ahar. So he says this whole pasuk, I'm not going to go through all this kash, I'm going to read this teretz. This whole pasuk is redundant. It's redundant. You don't need this pasuk at all. We knew what they were in Refidim, that was the Malek. And we know that they're Midbar Sinai because the pasuk before they told us they're Midbar Sinai. And so Yosef came to meet us at Midbar Sinai, and they encamped opposite Mount Har Sinai. The whole pasuk. So he goes through each of the steps of the pasuk why it's totally redundant. He says it's totally redundant. So he says a good thing. He says, I'm going to read it to you. He says this pasuk is really telling you three things that are for Kabbalah Torah. It's not a random pasuk. It's not redundant. It's a pasuk that's doing something else. Shem Su'osan, through them, Nisratza Hashem L'Hanichom Nachla Shaddai. If we do these three things, it says that Hashem will be happy to give us his inheritance. Hi Torah Seinu HaKadoshah, our holy Torah. So he says, the pasuk is telling you three things that are prerequisites to Kabbalah Torah. So I said, the fact that Yisrael was there is to tell us, first thing we got to realize is Rebbeinu Shalom runs the world, and the Nisim Yistarm and Nisim Yigloim, they're all true. But then he goes three things. First one is, Aleph, is Gabrus Vislatus Be'esek HaTorah. You need his Gabrus, you got to be strengthening yourself. And solid, and you gotta supposed to be with effort in development Torah. Ki atzlus hu ha'eser ha'mafsid, which is the words that he uses. Atzlus, laziness, is the weed. It's a weed that makes us lose anything in Torah. L'zeh timsa, yikol makom she's kirenu Hashem l'Torah. Whenever Hashem talks about the Torah, yidaktek lo loshen chozik omitz. You see that throughout Chazal, through the Nevi'im, there's a lashon chozik, strengthening yourself. Oh, it's been strong, right? Add together until Chazal tell us. Yomas atzmo. It says in the parasha of Paradumim. It says it's also Torah Adam ki Yomas Mo'ohel. This is the Torah. It's talking about the Tumah. But Chazal darshan ain't a Torah nichnas el misha memes atzmo. I got to be ready to put my everything till I kill myself in, right? Yichsiv the Torah Adam ki Yomas. He says it right. V'dorsh Chazal. Right, right. You have the members that's you daktek b'haskaros lo esek HaTorah. Right, you got to work on it. You shtavos the Torah, right, and you got to work on doing it for Torah, right? Okay. Then he just says Hashem. Okay, I'm just skipping a few words here. And realize kilos also. You can never you can't acquire Torah without effort. God with great effort. And that's what it's telling you in the pasuk. What's repeated? Right where they were. It's not telling you where they were. You should have said before. Chazal say refidim was rifin yadayim was a certain laziness. The reason I'm only got in because it was rifin yadayim. Moshe was in Shadash Chazal, V'ilcham Shom Yisrael, Rifin, and it's Rifin Yadayim. V'chein aton niso mibechina zu, and we have to leave this. So Yisrael Rifin, we got to leave Rifin Yadayim. V'chinu atzman, and prepare ourselves lavar avodas masa to take the burden of Limud Torah. V'noam Hashem was a beautiful with Hashem's help. Right? V'yavocham b'har bin by Sinai. So that's the first one. The first thing is we gotta push ourselves. Learning Torah. It's not what we sitting back in the book and reading the Reader's Digest. Sarah Moshe Feinstein didn't like learning on a stender, and a stender could lean back. So Torah got to lean forward. That's the first prerequisite of Kabbalah Torah. And they said after you know Yishma Yisrael, after you realize what's going on, is strengthening ourselves, pushing ourselves that extra step. Base, well, shiflus v'anova, good midos, modesty, anova. Only person puts himself in the right place, puts himself down a little bit, right? Kamidbar, as Chazal tell us, and Chazal tell us that shiftless vanova, putting yourself modesty, shiftless, putting yourself in the right place. Kadavar shakol, right? Kamidbar, the Chazal say, midbar is called darchin. Everybody walks through the midbar never complains. We're ready to accept on ourselves anova. I'm not the boss. I'm going to listen. And I always say the only way you're Makabel Torah is if you're ready to listen to your Rebbeim and listen to people know more than you, and even listen to your Talmidim. As a Rebbe, you say, you'll say Talmidim. I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. So the first prerequisite is the effort that we have to put in. Second was midos tovos. You have to have good midos. Person who doesn't have the good midos, especially anova, he won't be Makabel Torah. So second is midos tovos. And Gimel, beautiful thing, right? You with Chachamim, it's togetherness. We have a beautiful shiur, people joining us. It has to be together. Be schabrus, believe shalom. To join each other, work together, go to the base matters with other people, join together, believe shalom. V'tomim in a pure heart. Lo sheyeh bad to bad. It should be different groups. Tell that to people in Israel today. Different groups, but it should be different groups, right? Amar Kosuv, right? Right. Izbadu yachad, v'yichadatu zel. We should strengthen each other in the learning. V'yisbru panim zel is that we should look at each other. And the kazet geneged zel amar. That's what the pasuk says. V'yichad. The Rashi says yichad is singular. V'yichad sham. And Rashi says ki ish echad b'leiv echad. We went to Har Sinai. There was always machlokas throughout the 40 years in the Midbar. But Har Sinai was b'leiv echad ish echad. So the third prerequisite is to be together with other people, not to be by ourselves. So Baruch Chaim saying a gewaldige thing over here. The three prerequisites of Kabbalah Torah. One is no more laziness, and number two is midos tovos, and number three is to be with everybody else. And we couple that, what I said that Agdama before anything is Vayishma Yisro, to be sensitive to realize there's something going on here. The Hashem is with us. You know, Rabbi Chanan Masman, the first mimer, which I think is a great mimer we should learn, says once you realize there's a Rebbeinu Shalom in the world, the next step has to be that he wasn't playing Lego. He must have told us what to do. So once we realize that the Rebbeinu Shalom in the world is a Torah, we better ready to accept the Torah. And to accept the Torah, we need these three prerequisites of the Orach Chaim, right? To strengthen ourselves. We're all lazy. And Rabbi Yonah says that everybody has different midos, but everybody shares laziness. And I always say Rabbi Yashiv was lazy, even though he went no matter when to sleep. He was up learning at 2:30 in the morning till 6:30 every night. And Ramesh Feinstein was lazy, and even though he was up every night running shuvas at 5 in the morning, preparing his shiur. Everybody is lazy. If we give into our laziness, we'll be finished. Chaim says you got to overcome our laziness. Each one of us is lazy, but our job is to overcome our laziness. Number two is midos tovos, especially anova. Not to think of ourselves as big deal, but to listen to our rebbeim, to people who know better, to be machni ourselves, to listen. And the third midah is to be together with everybody else. My bracha is to everybody here, Mr. Hashem. This the week of learning the Torah, the Kabbalah Torah. We should all be Makabal Torah together, and Mama should make it really work for us. And if we make it work for us, we'll be Matzliach. And Hashem should give us the koach to do it. And if I'm in yeshiva, I would say you're in yeshiva now, and you guys got to get your act together, better do it. And you guys who are out of yeshiva, it's even more important to stay connected in this way. No, you're not in yeshiva. You got to really stay connected to limud Torah as much as you can. Whether it's 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 5 days, but it's every day, and it's a real commitment. It can't be just loose. You know, the Mishnah talks about the Nebuch, the Balabatim will only have 3 or 4 hours a day to learn. So I hope we at least as good as those Balabatim with 3 or 4 hours a day to learn. Let's make that commitment and say, no, if I have a little time, let me not waste it with all the stupidities that are around, and be a commitment to learn. Get over the laziness. Be about midos, working on midos, and be together, be part of the community. And the Jews, Eretz Yisrael, were full of machlokas all the time, and the only way to get over that is mamish to feel part of it, part of everything. And we have to love every Jew, and some of the Jews that are not doing or not up to par, we feel sorry for them. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't love them. And something to think about. And what do you guys say? So quiet.
We were listening.
Okay, good.
It's a powerful message.
That's what I think that's Yisroel's, the reason Yisroel's here is really an important thing. By Yishma Yisroel, the Torah is telling you something. The fact that he heard that he responded in this way, that's what he's supposed to be. Not supposed to be a Molech. You know, a Molech went the wrong way, and we're supposed to be the right way. Mikra. Anyway, by the way, I was going to say that Purim is exactly against the Molech. That's what Purim, everything is Mikra. The whole story of the Megillah is Mikra. Hashem is not in the Megillah. It's all just happened to be. It's a 12-year story, and if you wouldn't read it together, you wouldn't even know the events are related. But we saw that the events are related over 12 years, and what's the opposite of Amalek? Amalek is there's no such thing as Mikra. Hashem is with us all the time.
I mean,
We'll get back into we'll get the Purim. We'll speak of the Purim. Yeah.
Also, just really quick thing. The last Sunday of next month is actually Shushan Purim in Israel, so we'll have to we'll do it from the week before, on the 21st.
I don't know what connection. That's Shushan Purim. The Purim is Shula. The
Yeah,
Purim is
Shula.
Shula. It's not Shushan Purim.
Whatever.
It's the day after Shushan Purim.
Same difference.
Shula is the day of the Suda. And
Suda.
I might do this on a Suda, but I can't guarantee what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
I don't mind doing it, but I can't guarantee what I'm going to
Yeah,
say.
that might be more interesting, though.
We might.
I was just about to say that.
We might have
Eyes
to.
to the feed.
We might have to not record that one, but Yeah, I was going to pull up week 4.
Rebbe, I think Mistama that the Amalek were the first Klingons.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Let's-
Go on.
No, it's clear that that's the that's the mythos and that's the model that they took those characters from.
What do you mean?
Okay, could be. I don't know.
There's no other Trekkies here with me.
I'm a Trekkie. I'm just trying to understand what you're talking about.
The Klingons, the mythos of the Klingons, are very, very much modeled against Amalek.
Okay.
Right? They shoot first and think second.
I never made that connection. I used to like Star Trek also, but I never made that connection.
Rav Roddenberry might not agree.
Roddenberry wouldn't know.
I don't think Roddenberry would agree with us.
But Alec Kurzman today would know.
Also, J.J. Abrams.
That's right. What was the actual purpose of Yitro leaving Israel, leaving the Jews, and to go off on his own at the end? Like if he discovered this truth, like why would he abandon?
We didn't get there yet, but that's so one shot is he went back to convert everybody. One shot.
Well, we find the same thing by Avram, that he had all these followers of monotheism, etc. But they on to what level? Like if he brought them all under the blanket of the one God, how come he doesn't have 400 descendants of what Jews are?
That's always a good kasha also. And some people say that the Jews are the descendants of Israel.
I'm sorry?
The Druze.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very strange religion, Jews. But some people say that. I don't know if it's based on anything.
That's funny. They don't look Jewish. Yeah.
They're all Jewish.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a line from Spaceballs. Funny.
Yeah, that
Doesn't look
almost. Yeah. Druidian. Anyway, thank you so much, Rebbe. Appreciate it.
No, but
Yeah.
Okay, it's good to see everybody. I hope to see everybody again. And you can join us every night for our Shiur
Yes.
Nachamas Lovas.
Hour and a half, guys.
Minutes.
and
Simcha's gone already?
And the Mitzvah Shem, I'm planning to go to the States. Around first Nissan, I know I'm going to see. I'm not going to Toronto so fast. I'm not going to Baltimore so fast. I'm not going to Chicago so fast. I hope this summer I'm going to go to these places.
Why don't you go and avoid all the major cities? That's helpful. Anyways.
I'm only going to go for a few days, and I'm going to stay in the New York area. I hope this summer I'll get to Baltimore. I used to go to Baltimore, Chicago.
Have you been vaccinated?
Toronto, they won't vaccinate me.
Because you're Canadian?
Vaccinating me yet. No, not because I'm Canadian. I'm Israeli. But because I had the disease already.
So then you got nothing to worry about anyway.
11 months later, I may have something to worry about. Nobody knows how long it lasts.
Has Rabbi done an antibody test recently?
No, I should do one. My wife says to do one.
It's much bigger than antibodies, though. Even without antibodies, you still are
Rabbi Shlomo, I'll leave you with this idea. Rabbi Shlomo Ben Zev is a Rabbi by me. And the other day, where people were talking about different things that I did, and he says he remembered Purim Soon in my house, and I sang Ramen with everybody. I don't do that anymore. But
I missed that.
Rabbi said, he said, I don't know Ramen. But the last line is, how do we get up to? He had a very high profile. He was going to be an pilot in the Army, in the Navy, in the Air Force. And my last line in the Ramen was, how do we stop him, change his mind from doing that? And Baruch Hashem, he learned the Shalabim for many years, and now he's Rabbi Nor David, so he never became a pilot. And that's what we're trying to do with our David.
Okay.
Try to guys to focus on what they're supposed to do.